Hi, we will discuss decision making. Decision making is the anticipation of condition occurring during the execution of a program and then specified action taking according to the condition. Like other programming language, Python also assume any non-zero and null value as true. For example, 1 is a true and any 0 or null value as a false. If we write if and then expression, this will be condition, and if condition is true, it will execute the next statement. Let's have an example. If I have a variable 1 and I will assign some value, integer value other than 0, so if I will check the condition of if here, if variable 1 is true or false. If it is true, it will print the print statement. For example, I will say expression is true because variable 1 has some value, that is 100. And then I can write another print expression outside if condition, bye bye, or I am outside if condition. So if I will run this piece of code, because there is a value in variable 1, so it will print both statements. So let's have another example. If I have another variable, variable 2, and if I assign value to variable 2 0, and then I check the condition of if variable 2 is true or false. If variable 2 is false, it will not print this statement. So if variable 2 is true, it will print this statement. I am inside if. I am in if statement. So another print outside if. So let's run this piece of code and see, as variable 2 has a value 0, it will not print first print statement. It will print only second print statement outside if statement. If I change value of 0 to 1, what will happen? It will print both print statements. So let's change value of 0 to 1 and then try to run it. So you can see it printed both print statements. So let's have another decision making if else statement. If condition is true, it will execute if code. If condition is false, it will execute else code. So it is either this code or either other code. If expression is true, it will print or execute these statement. If executions are false, so it will print else or execute else code. So let's have another example. For example, interim amount, I will take input from the system. In this case, I'm taking integer input. So don't worry, you can just assign enter amount is equal to something. But at this moment, I am taking input from the user, enter amount. So you can enter any amount at this moment. And then I will evaluate this enter amount, whether it is true or false, or whether it is less than 10. If you enter value less than 10, this if condition will be true. So what it will do, let me correct it. If enter amount is less than 10, so it will execute this piece of code. So discount, then there will be discount on this amount, that is 0.05, and then print this statement like I got this much discount on this amount that you enter. For example, on you receive uh, you receive discount less than on $10 purchase, or less than $10 purchase, you receive some discount. So let's have another example. Otherwise, if the condition is if the amount is not less than 10, then give discount other than 0.05 or 5%. Let's say make it 0.025 or point yeah, half of 5%. So then print this statement. So if I will execute this piece of code, so it depends on your input. So here in this case, let's run this piece of code and enter value. For example, if I enter 5, so what it should do? Oh, there is an error. So okay, amount, so we didn't enter amount here. I will change. So if I will enter value of 5. So what it should do is less than 10, so it will give me 5% discount. If the value is higher than 10, it will give me half of 5%. So that is funny anyway. So there are another if and else statement. So uh, there are indentation error. If you will make indentation error, I can see the indentation is irregular, so your piece of code will not execute properly. This is a pseudocode anyway, but you have to make it proper in indentation in Python. If expression 1 is true, statement and then elif expression 2 is true, it will execute that expression. Otherwise, what it should do, it should only execute else conditions. So let's have another few code. Let's write some code. For example, if I will take some input from the user, we have already written this code. So let's copy this piece of code, and I will just change this piece of code for saving of time. I have to write only elif condition in this scenario. So I will add elif enter amount that is less than 5, for example, in this case. So if it is less than 5, so discount is equal to enter amount, and then I can multiply less than, let's make it 0.04, and then some print statement. You receive this much discount. So now there are two if conditions. It will check first case. If it is true, it will execute that one. If that is not true, it will check another elif. If that one is true, it will, because my value was 3, it is less than 5, so it is also less than 10. So it will, which expression it should execute? It should execute the first one. So but if it is a 0, so it is also less than 10, but it should print less than 10, because it is a first expression. In Python it will go like this, and even you have value minus, it will execute like this. But if you have a 12, but it should print 0.025. So this was all from if else condition. See you in next tutorial.